Cobalt Protocol is insanely fun. Here's a guide on the best characters to play for each style, so you can take over your games. What's poppin' everyone, it's your boy Levi, and today we're going to look at the best characters to help your team win in Cobalt Protocol. A good team comp is essential to winning games in Cobalt Protocol, and in essence, a successful team can be broken down into three parts. You have a front line, your back line, and your utility or support. There's other team comps you can play, whether it's looking for picks with whip skills, or playing dive-heavy comps with bruisers, peeling back and kiting with squishies. You get the idea. This video will focus on the characters that are generally good across all types of comps. 11. Starting off with the frontline characters, we have 11. In my honest opinion, 11 is the best character in Cobalt Protocol. Her AoE taunt provides a lot of space for her team, she can build tank or damage, and she has a reliable initiate. 11's passive allows her to drop burgers on the ground when she attacks. These burgers can be picked up by teammates, one each including herself, for healing. New to Eternal Return, and specifically Cobalt Protocol, are Solar System and Cobalt Blue. These are accessories that can be purchased in the infusion shop with credits. These items have an active, and despite being decently statted accessories, the active is what makes them overpowered, especially on 11. Specifically, the Solar System is strong on 11. It creates a shockwave pulling nearby enemies in. This guarantees her to hit her ult taunt combo, and with tight corridors you're likely to get multiple people caught up in your taunt each time you use it. A good 11 can single-handedly carry a game with her initiates. Xiukai. Xiukai has always been known as a health stacker due to the nature of his passive. However, in Cobalt Protocol you don't have to worry about doing all the cooking. You start at max stacks. Because of this, Xiukai is almost unbeatable in the early game. Unless you roll good RNG against him, you're going to have a hard time cutting through his health bar. Xiukai's ultimate is one of the best in the game too. It can be used to help your team burst down a single target really quickly, but ideally, you'll want to hit as many people with it as possible. It can also be a great peeling tool to get divers off your carry. His E can be used to initiate if needed, although it's not a huge range, and it does go over walls. I find it's best that if you're going to be the team's initiator, accompany it with Solar System or Cobalt Blue. Either speed yourself up or Shockwave when you E in, and then combo it with your burnt to a crisp ult. Keep in mind, it can't be cancelled. Bianca. Bianca is an interesting pick because her current playstyle is something similar to AP Malphite in League of Legends. Bianca is known for her one-shot combos, and while you can still do that in Cobalt Protocol, she also makes a great frontline choice. Bianca's W allows her to take reduced damage when she's in coffin form. This allows her to not have to build as tanky as the others, while soaking lots of damage for your team, as you can see from the items in the gameplay in the background. Bianca's ultimate covers a huge space and can be used offensively and defensively. Eating over a wall into an ultimate is a great flank initiate for your team, and can really put down some damage. Bianca is also the queen of disengage in Eternal Return. Ulting across your own team's backline is also an effective method to play. Bianca's ultimate grounds all enemies that are inside it, and if you have an immobile carry and you find your backline is getting dove constantly, this is a good defensive option. Now let's move on to the damage carries. These characters have high kill counts if played effectively, and really make it hard for the enemy team to contest beacon. First up we have Rio. I think everyone is in agreement that Rio is either the number 1 or number 2 hardest character to deal with in Cobalt Protocol. Being able to cycle between long range poke and a short range DPS gives her a distinct advantage over a lot of the other damage characters. If you're looking to play Rio, which you should if she's open, always play Rio, you'll want to sit back and right click most of the time. Most fights you'll go untouched unless you're facing a coordinated team, and even still, you have your E that hops walls and healing drone to bail you out. Like Lumia Island, bow skill is also very good in Cobalt Protocol. Since you have to stand still to capture beacons, it's basically a free shot at hitting a target. During teamfights, because it's a large area of coverage, you can often open with bow skill to hit multiple members as well as get a nice slow for your engagers. A good Rio will only find themselves dying just to spend their fat stacks of credits. Shoichi. Shoichi is turbo in Cobalt Protocol. With lower cooldown on his ultimate, Shoichi can pump out damage. If you're unfamiliar with the team modes in Eternal Return, characters often have different scaling stats for dealing damage and taking damage in team modes. Shoichi, in Cobalt Protocol, deals 111% damage, making him the highest scaled damage character of all. Shoichi thrives on tight spaces too. The narrow corridors allow his dagger stacks to stack on top of each other, making his combo faster than normal. You most definitely still want to go his basic attack build rather than his amp build. Play him correctly, and not many characters will be able to run away from you. I recommend getting the infusion that makes you unstoppable when you use your ultimate. It will allow you to ignore any CC and focus down a single target. After death effects are also good on him, considering you're going to be diving the backline a lot and probably trading your life for 1 or 2 kills in the process. Chloe. This may or may not be a surprise to you, and it might just be a bit of a hot take for me, but I'm putting Chloe up on this list. Originally, I had ARI up there because we all know how good AR characters are in team modes. But I think if we're talking from a potential standpoint, Chloe can outperform Aya. Chloe's gimmick is that she uses Nina as a portion of her offense, and to kill her, your best chance is focusing Nina down first, then dealing with the vulnerable Chloe. In Cobalt Protocol, a lot of Chloe's weaknesses get covered by the map. Chloe's a very slippery character, and locking her down is already a big challenge. With all the walls that both Chloe and Nina can go over, good manipulation of Nina's movement can lead to a ton of kills. Accompanied this with her ultimate being a 20% shorter cooldown than normal, Chloe is tough to kill. Chloe's ultimate makes it so that her and Nina have to simultaneously take executing damage in order to be killed. In essence, she makes the game a 5v4, giving your teammates a lot more room to work with when enemies have to decide whether Nina or the rest of your team is the target. And lastly, we have the utility characters. These characters provide healing, shielding, or a ton of CC. Tia. First up we have Tia. We all know how good Tia is in team mode. Being able to hex the entire team as she rolls the Pakua Chang dot provides good poke from range with her yellow paint. She can also look to combo this with her blue paint knockup to get the root, and then again the guaranteed ultimate hit. This combo can be used to lock down a specific enemy, but again, with the theme of Cobalt Protocol being narrow corridors, you're likely to hit multiple enemies. Being able to abuse her range is the key while using Bat skill to knock enemies off her carries and herself. Tia is also a very good objective contester. When an enemy is taking an objective, she can look to stun from far away. She provides tons of harassment. Her frontline walks up for her. When taking an objective, she makes it harder to be engaged on. Like Bianca, she can place a full rainbow down over her team to provide some coverage. Tia is one of the few characters that can successfully deal with Shoichi, barring he doesn't have to become unstoppable when you ult infusion. Use her red paint to reduce his vision so that Shoichi can't jump to his daggers. Combo this with yellow or blue to silence or root him while your team looks to focus him down. Priya and Johann. Priya and Johann are two designated support characters in Eternal Return. They're meant for team modes, and it's no surprise they're both good in Cobalt Protocol. You generally only need one of these two on your team, but I could see you having both if you play some Protect the President style comp with a dueler like Razi or Fiora. Priya has tons of CC, being able to displace, slow, ground, root, and dance with her kit. She also has access to Guitar skill, which is one of the most powerful weapon skills. Look to play off charms with this character, and provide shields for your team. Her ultimate makes her unstoppable, so try to anticipate an enemy team engage to cancel their abilities. Johann provides healing and stat buffs for his team, these stats being movement speed and attack speed. You have options for how you want to play him too. You can look to provide movement speed to your front line for a clean engage while providing your backline with attack speed. Or, you can also pocket a character that can use both stats. An AoE heal on Q and R allows him to provide for the rest of the team while he's doing so. In my opinion, these are the strongest characters in Cobalt Protocol. I think a team of 11, Rio, Tia, and Johann would be virtually unbeatable. Let me know in the comments who your pocket pick is for Cobalt Protocol. I'm curious to what y'all are playing. This video was originally going to start as a tier list for every character, but I scrapped that because it ended up being very top heavy. I think the worst character I had was in B tier, and majority of the cast was in A. To be honest, you can probably make any character work in this mode. I just feel like these are the lowest risk for the highest reward. Thank you so much for watching if you made it to this point. You guys have been killing it with the support lately. I'm currently actually averaging better than the requirements for the Eternal Return Partner Program, so hopefully I'll be able to apply to that soon at the end of the month. Like the video if you're enjoying Cobalt Protocol and subscribe for more videos similar to this one, and I'll see you in the next video.